Hi.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
So we are back here for episode 11. Is it? It is,
11,
yes.
my lucky number.
After the chaos that was having the incredible Miss Lydia here. That was so much fun.
It was a lot of
I want
fun.
to do that again for sure.
Yeah, 100%.
But we are going to continue our journey through the eras and talk about someone who I am very excited to talk about, to be honest. I feel like they're low-key a contender for Album of the Year. I know that you have different feelings, but
Yeah.
I definitely think for sure it's going to be. But we're going to talk about Billie Eilish today.
Billie Eilish.
Eyelash. But I'm very excited to dive into these albums. But before we do, how have you been, Queen? I haven't seen you in a while.
I know. I've been good. I've been chilling. I've had like so many days off, so I've literally
Jealous.
just been brain rotting, like just watching TV shows and stuff. How about you?
Good. I honestly, the only thing that's new about me is I watched the Gaga film and she announced that she has a new album coming out, which I'm very excited about.
Very exciting stuff.
And I tried to buy Childish Gambino tickets and I failed.
No. Oh.
Yeah. R.I.P.
I hope you're okay.
I'm okay. Because I've also...
Was that pre-sale? Or was that
No,
sale?
it was sale. I tried pre-sale as well, but unlucky. But that's okay. That's fine. 'cause
Nah, surely you'll get some tickets.
There are rumors coming around that Beyonce's coming in October.
Oh, really? Oh, that's exciting.
We will be
We
doing
will
that.
be going.
Yes.
We will be camping.
We'll be getting our cowgirl
That
boots
is so
on.
random.
Yes.
I'm glad she will be.
Yeah, as
I
we
better
should.
see fucking Heated live.
I want to see Tyrant and Spaghetti.
Oh, Spaghetti will be lit. Yeah.
I love that. But we're going to get into our question of the week. Have you thought of one?
Question of the week. Bum, 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 bum.
Billy.
No, I haven't, but I could.
She can go on the fly.
What could I think of? Okay, she has a song called Ocean Eyes.
Yes.
What do you think's the prettiest eye color someone can have?
I think the prettiest eye color, in my opinion, is like a really hazel green or like that golden, like amber colored brown. They're so pretty.
Yeah.
Gorgeous to me.
Yeah.
What about you?
Mine is green. Green and like a greeny blue. Greeny bluish.
Yeah.
Very cute.
Also, if you hear me like being a bit like with my throat today, I may be getting a little bit sick. We're not sure.
Oh my gosh, we're playing
The
sick
roles have been
table tennis.
reversed.
Yeah, literally.
I know. I can feel it, but it's
Oh
okay.
no.
My question to you, so Billie famously last year did the Barbie theme song, What Was I Made For? Mm-hmm. If you were a Barbie, what would your Barbie be? Like, you know how there's like, astronaut Barbie and all
lawyer
those?
Barbie.
Yeah.
I would be like sit at home Barbie. She's
Brain
got
rot
like
Barbie.
brain rot Barbie. She's got like a messy bun. She's wearing like pajamas that are all stained. She's got like a bag of twisties in hand.
Yes.
Like she comes with like her own couch.
I love that.
Yeah, I think
That's
that would be
hot.
me. What about you?
I think I'd be...
What about like pop Barbie? I could see you being like pop Barbie, you know?
Yeah, that's very true. I could be like Pop Barbie. I feel like I'd be like bad bitch Barbie.
She but like the Barbie.
She is bad like the Barbie. I feel like that's me. I would just be serving absolute like bitch behavior.
I feel like I'm more of a Bratz though. Like you know how there's
I
like
am
Barbie,
too.
Bratz, and
Definitely.
there's like 3 categories. There's Barbie, Bratz, or something else.
Is it
that
Polly Pocket?
I think it is. You're either a Barbie, a Bratz, or a Polly Pocket, and I'm a Bratz.
I'm definitely a Bratz
We're definitely
as well.
Bratz.
The
Lydia's
way that you and me both paint is very much
very
giving
much
Bratz.
Bratz. Lydia's definitely like Barbie, but I think she's borderline Polly Pocket.
She's definitely borderline Polly Pocket. She's going to message us about this when she watches this episode.
You know who's also very much Bratz? Teresa. Teresa's
Teresa.
Bratz. Teresa.
Maybe
you're
one day
Bratz.
you'll get to meet Teresa on the pod. We'll see.
Oh,
the
she
ball's
is
in your
so
court
good.
now, Terry.
Terry B.
Terry
B
B.
for Bratz.
Yes. Oh my God, the Bratz music episode. Please.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I'd probably just sound like that. So I think that's pretty slay.
Oh,
But let's dive in.
let's do
Let's
it.
dive into it.
Let's see.
Before we dive into the actual albums, what's your like whole grand feeling about Billie and like everything?
My grand feeling about Billie is a bit controversial. I prefer younger Billie than current Billie.
Sure.
So I don't know what it is. I think for me, from like Happier and Ever onwards, I kind of just fell off the bandwagon. I wasn't a
Sure.
huge fan of it. I think it's because like the softer music that she does isn't my vibe of softer music almost. I think it's because like if you're listening to it without like knowing the lyrics, you don't know what she's saying. So I'm like not really like,
She's got like the whisper voice.
Yeah, exactly.
I will say I feel like though on this record, like the new record, I feel like she's really taken a lot of like, I guess, risks with her vocals. Like I feel
Yeah.
like her vocals have really improved. But
Yeah.
I literally have been saying forever that like When We All Fall Asleep is like the best record she's ever made. And
Yeah.
and nothing's gonna top it. I'm not sure now, but you know, we'll dive into that when we get
Yeah,
into that.
I'm just
but-
like, I don't know. Like, I definitely feel like she's progressed her style, if that makes sense. Like, she's definitely what she's done. She's grown and she's made it hers, and it's so like Billie. But
Yeah.
for me, like, I don't think it's just in my eyes. I don't think she could ever become like a Beyonce, you know, or like a Rihanna
fair.
or something like that. Just because like I feel like her range and like her style is not that. She's huge. Don't get me wrong. Like she's fucking massive.
I feel like when she first came out, I genuinely will say I felt like it was almost like the female version of Justin Bieber. Like it was like Bieber fever
I
type
know,
energy. Like
yeah.
everyone was like hysterical when she'd come out on stage. And like it was like a whole thing, especially because of how young she was.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's more the energy that she gives off.
It's just wild because in my eyes she's so much older, but I think we're literally the same age. Maybe I think she's 22.
She's so much younger than me.
Yeah, I know. She's 22, I'm pretty sure, and I'm literally turning 21. In my eyes, she looks so much older. Like not saying she looks old, but she acts and everything she does.
Yeah,
gives
she does give off
mature.
that. Like she is very mature for her age, I would say.
100%.
Like the way that she like carries herself and the way like the topics that she talks about, like she's very
Oh yeah, she's so on it. Like
she's
she gets
so
it.
on it. She's very like she's also such a humanitarian. I think that also comes from her family though. Like her parents seem to be very smart people.
Yeah, and they seem to have raised
and
her
very
well.
kind, yeah, very kind
Yeah.
people. I mean, both her and Phineas are amazing.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I've been a fan of Billie like literally since I first heard Billie. I'm quite a big fan. And I've seen Billie twice. I saw Billie on When We All Fall Asleep tour and the Happier Than Ever tour. And I'm
With
going
the
to
gold
be
confetti.
yes,
Yeah.
and I will be seeing Billie on the Hit Me Hard and Soft tour in
With your
February next year.
mum!
Yes, my mum's coming with me. How cute is that?
Go
I'm
Sue!
so excited. I was literally saying like, no one will come with me to Billie Eilish because everyone like around me is like, I can't afford it.
I think also people were like, I don't know what the new album's like as well.
Yeah, that
it's very
too.
brave to do a tour without releasing the album.
But so I was like, I really want to go, and like everyone's either like I can't afford it or like unsure. And then my mum's like, I'll come with you, and I was like,
Oh, she's
sure.
so cute.
I was like, absolutely, so cute.
Aw.
My mum's a vibe.
Your mum is
So,
a vibe. She's
no, I'm
it.
more than excited. But yeah, I'm excited to see what this tour is going to give.
Mm-hmm.
From the tour like stage map, it seems like the stage is in the middle of the venue,
Yeah, well,
which is really cool.
Did you see, like, I saw snippets of her like, listening party she did? Did you see that?
Oh yeah,
I think the stage is cool. Well, it probably won't be the case for in Australia because the where she's playing is much different. But the way that she did the listening party is like she had like the
whole
circle in the
floor.
middle, but then it all like went up. Like everyone was sitting,
Oh yeah.
kind of like river stage vibes, but sitting all around. So I think it'd be like that in the American tour, and then like obviously you'll have the mosh in
I feel like
Australia.
yeah, I feel like she'll do. I mean, my idea would be like that. Yeah, it's like a giant square stage in the center of the arena that's like elevated above, and there's everyone around her.
Yeah.
But I have no idea like what it's gonna look like until like she starts the tour. But I'm very excited to see what it's all gonna give. I'm excited to see what the set list will be.
Yeah.
Because there's also the conspiracy going around about that record. Is it's a double album, which we'll dive into that when we get to Hit Me Hard and Soft. But yeah, but let's start with. So we're actually gonna, for the first time, talk about an EP.
Yes!
which is quite interesting. But we were talking about it, and we were like, "There's only 3 albums," and so I feel like the EP, and the EP has enough songs for us to actually like do our rankings. So we're gonna start with "Don't Smile at Me."
Which, like, it's just wild to me that, like, Ocean Eyes was one of her first singles, and
That was the first single.
her very first
Yeah.
single. Was Phineas popular, or like, how did she pop off so quickly?
So, well, from what I've gathered, so Phineas has sort of been like, I guess, around the entertainment industry before Billy.
Yeah.
I mean, he was on Glee.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Which was iconic. He was in like the last, I guess, 4 or 5 episodes of the last season of Glee. Slay. And then I think he said that he wrote Ocean Eyes, and he was recording it with a band, but I think he wanted to like get Billy to record it for like a dance thing that Billy was doing. And so they made Ocean Eyes and uploaded it to SoundCloud for them to use it for like her dance recital. And then overnight she got like crazy views.
Wild.
And then that was like it. And then
Crazy.
he like she said in an interview recently that he said to her, he's like, I want to make you like the biggest star on the planet.
Aw.
And he's like kind of done that.
He has, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, like I definitely feel like it's just like kind of a wild situation of like how Billy like is here. And then like if you look at like also like 3 albums with the amount of accolades that this artist has is kind of crazy.
Definitely.
So yeah, no, I think it's pretty slay. But yeah, Don't Smile at Me.
I wish Phineas was more of like a bigger artist. Like, you know what
Yeah,
I mean?
Phineas makes some really good music. Here's
Really,
a song.
100%.
Here's a song that I love of his called Claudia, which I believe there's a song on the new album. I think it's Lunch actually. That everyone's saying it sounds so much like the song Claudia.
Oh, really?
And it's almost like they've like gone, oh, we'll just do Billy's version of it. But yeah, no, his music's really good. Let's
His
Fall in
music's
Love
so
for the Night is a really good song. I Lost a Friend, I think, is another song from him that I remember. I actually, funny enough, when I first saw Billy the first time at River Stage when we were Fall Asleep tour, he was her support act.
Love.
Which I loved that.
As
and
it
he was
should.
so good.
Yeah.
So that was really slay. But yeah, no, Phineas is really a vibe.
Such a vibe.
So-
Billy wouldn't be Billy without Phineas. 100%.
I know. He actually played Laneway this year.
Go on.
Like it was just him. He came by himself and did Laneway as Phineas.
Play.
And I was like, I love this.
As you should.
So, but yes, we're going to talk about Don't Smile at Me, which came out on August 11th, 2007. Why couldn't I say that? 2007?
2007? No. 2007?
I'm definitely getting sick. We can tell. August 11th, 2017.
Oh, I was going to say, like, no way.
Oh my God. I do have it on vinyl. She's here. Gorgina. We love it. There's the back. There's no like inner like gatefold, but the disc is really pretty and fun and fresh.
You can definitely tell she's a teen here.
yeah.
She's such a teenager. Oh,
She's
cute.
so pretty. She's all red.
Such a teenage dirtbag.
I love that.
Yeah.
Just a teenage dirtbag, baby. So yes, we'll put her here. This album went 14, well EP, went 14 on Billboard and is platinum. It has no awards or nominations. It is an EP. It has 7 singles for an EP that has 9 songs. That is insane. First single was Ocean Eyes, which went 84 on Billboard. Bellyache was second single. Third single was Watch. Fourth single, Coffee Cat. Fifth single, I Don't Want to Be You Anymore, which went 96 on Billboard. Sixth single was My Boy. And the 7th single was Party Favor. This had 1 feature, and I think the only feature she's ever had on an album, which is Vince Staples. I know that she has the song with Khalid, but it's not on an album. And yeah, this album has 9, well, EP, sorry, has 9 tracks, and yeah, I think it's slay. What do you think about Don't Smile at Me?
Sorry, I'm gonna yawn. I like Don't Smile at Me. It's really good. Such a good first album.
I also really like the title of this. Like, Don't Smile at Me, I think is a really great title.
Why?
I don't know. I feel like it's giving, like, teen angst. Don't fucking smile at me. Mine would be called that. Don't fucking smile at me.
Purr.
But yeah, no, I feel like this very much gives teen energy with this
Yes.
title, and I kind of love that.
Yeah. I think this album is on a EP, sorry. I'm gonna yawn again, sorry. Oh boy. Okay, no, let's crack in. I think it's a great first album. I think honestly, like she came out the door swinging. Like she was like, no, I'm gonna make myself known. What I will say, like, although I did say previously, like I like Billie's first couple albums, they are definitely like within the same like caliber. Like they all kind of have like a similar tune and like sound to them almost.
It's very like Billie has a very specific sound, which I mean I like that sound, so I'm not saying it's a bad thing. But it's like you can sort of listen to it and go like, oh, this is definitely Billie.
Yeah, like she either has angst or she has soft. Like those are her two sort of
hit
things.
me hard and soft.
Yeah,
I think that's very much that.
Yeah, what do you think?
I really liked this. Like this is how I discovered Billie. I think the first song I ever heard of Billie was I Don't Want to Be You Anymore. Which funny enough, it's not like that song was out for a while and like started charting. It was I didn't hear Ocean Eyes first or Bellyache, but I remember the EP had just released and I used to use the app called Tidal before I used Spotify. I was very much that because like all of my favorite artists were releasing
Jay-Z.
only on Jay-Z's.
It was
Jay-Z's thing.
Yeah.
But all the artists at the time were only releasing on Tidal, so I had a Tidal subscription, not Spotify.
Wasn't it a ridiculous amount of money?
Oh, it wasn't that much. It was like 16 a month.
Okay.
Which like Spotify was like 11 a month.
Yeah.
So it was like $5 more, but I was like, I'm doing it. But I...
Okay, sorry to cut you off. Did you know that Jay-Z and Beyonce have a protein powder? They have protein powder.
It called?
I don't know, but they have like a vanilla flavor, chocolate flavor, and a strawberry flavor.
Where am I getting it? Where am I going to buy this?
They have a protein. They have protein powder.
That's amazing.
But I'm like, it's not their like it doesn't look like it'd be their branding, but they own it. Like that's. And they're like,
I hope the video, like the ads that they do for it, is like Beyonce like shaking like the shaker
while she shakes her ass.
No, like shaking the shaker, and it's like bounce on the shit dance, bounce on the shit dance.
Because I was watching a YouTube video of like this random guy being like reviewing celebrity products, and it came like that he was like and I was on my phone, and then he was like, "This is Beyonce and Jay-Z's protein powder," and I was like, "Hold on, wait a moment, what? They have a protein powder."
That's so wild. I love that for them.
Yeah.
But yeah, I had Tidal.
Yeah.
Back to getting back on the Billie, but yeah, I had Tidal, and I used to always like on every week, every Friday, I would go to this. There was this like tab that was like discover new artists that Jay-Z was like obviously, well, like Tidal and the team obviously had wanted to like highlight new people. I would check it every week to find like new artists and stuff because I love finding out like new music and everything. Like that's very much my vibe. And I remember like the playlist was there and there was the picture, like this picture was the icon with the song I Don't Want to Be You Anymore, which obviously like the EP had just come out, so I guess that was the song they wanted to promote. And I remember being like, oh, I like this album cover. Yeah. And usually that like drags me in a lot is like if I see like an album cover, I'm like, oh, I want to listen to what that sounds like. And I remember I pressed play, listened to it, and I was like, oh my God. I was like, this is insane. And then I like listened to the whole thing and I was like, this is like going to be one of the biggest artists on the planet.
Yeah.
I like knew immediately.
Like,
I was like,
more.
this is like an incredible artist. So, and then finding out that she was like 16, I was like, what the fuck? But yeah, no, absolutely love Billie and love this EP. Oh my God.
Oh my goodness.
Excuse me.
Let's get into our tops.
Yeah, let's do it. Do you want to go first?
I'll start.
Me? All right, you start.
My number 5 is Party Favor. My number 4 was Copycat.
Yes.
My number 3 is End Burn.
Oh, okay.
My number 2 is Bellyache.
Yes.
And my number 1 is I Don't Want to Be You Anymore.
Slay.
Love it. To be fair, this was a really hard, well, it's a short
yeah, so of course,
song,
like
so
it's
it was
almost
really difficult. But
I generally think there's only one song that's not going to be mentioned in this top and bottom.
Okay.
So like they're just safe.
Yeah, exactly. But like I liked majority of the songs on this album. Like it was good.
Yeah, it's good.
It's a short album though, so it's like you
yeah.
can't expect it to have like many bottoms.
Slay. Well, mine's a little bit different to yours. My number 5 is I Don't Want to Be You Anymore. Number 4 for me is Bellyache. Number 3 is Ocean Eyes. Number 2 is Copycat. And my favorite song on this album is Hostage.
Really?
Yeah. Well, EP.
Why?
I
Rogue.
love this song. It is so beautiful. Like, it's very like if you listen to this song, like headphones in, like super late at night alone in your room, I feel like this song, like really, you feel it in a different way. And it's just like, I think this is such a beautiful, beautiful song that like almost feels like you want something to happen, but you know, they don't want it back. And I think that's so like such a beautiful like idea for a song.
Cute. Love that.
So yeah, no, I think the song is really beautiful, and I can tell it's in your bottoms, which love that.
Okay.
Tell me your bottoms.
My like not a fan goes to Ocean Eyes. It's just so overplayed, and I never go back to listening to it. Like, there's never a time where I'm like,
Except when Lana Del Rey performs at Coachella.
But like, there's never a time when I will I don't have it in my playlist. I will never listen to it. It's just I know the song, and it's enough for me. You know.
That's so fair.
My Skip It award goes to Watch. And then my Erase It goes to Hostage.
I knew that was coming. I literally made this list and I went, I bet you Elise is going to make this her bottom. I was like, I can see it happening.
Yeah, you can feel it.
Mine's very different to yours. Number 3 is Party Favor, even though I think this is a great song. It was really hard to choose bottoms because I was like, I like this whole EP. Number 2, And Burn, featuring Vince Staples, because I like Watch more than And Burn.
Yeah.
And then my least favorite by like far is My Boy.
Really?
Yeah. I think it's because it's the most like, I guess, generic pop sounding song on the EP. And I think that's why I'm sort of just like, okay.
I like it when it speeds up though. You know how like it has that like speed change?
I do like what she says, all right, dude, go trip over a knife. I was like, relatable.
Yeah, per.
Also, I have just realized it's not sitting here. I have the necklace with all
the little men,
the little
guys.
bloches.
What are they called?
Bloche.
Bloche.
That's her like whole thing.
Oh.
You're wearing a bloche right now.
A bloche.
Bloche.
What does that mean?
I don't know. It's just what, like, I
Bloche.
guess bloke.
How do you spell
like,
bloche?
Blosh.
That's so fucking random. Bloche.
Bloche. That's her whole thing. You can search it up.
Bloche.
Is it Bloash? I think.
Did she make this and be like, this is called a bloche?
Yep. Because they're like her symbols, like they're like tilted.
Yeah, I can see they're tilted, but why is it called bloche?
I have no
That's so
clue.
random.
No idea.
Okay.
I mean,
that just doesn't sit right for me. I don't like that word bloche.
Bloche.
Ugh, bloche. That sounds disgusting. That sounds like something that would happen to you, and you're like, I don't want that happening again. A bloche.
A bloche.
Ugh. I feel sick.
But anyway, I digress.
I blush.
I blush. I blush.
I blush.
That's getting cut. I blush.
I blush. That's in the dictionary now.
We're clipping that.
I blush.
So yes, she's so slay. She's a slay little EP. What a good start, I'd say. But of course, we're going to move on to the first, like the debut album, which I think really was like a defining album, I think, of the 2010s, in my opinion, like one of the best. When We All Fall Asleep, Where Do We Go? This album is literally, I cannot believe 2 young kids made this in a bedroom.
Fucked, hey.
This record's insane. It's like such an amazing record. There's so many things about this album that are so important. You can feel so many different emotions. You can feel every like, there's so much intention behind all of the different songs. Like she said that they were written from like nightmares and like in books and stuff. Like there was a whole thing that I mean, like when Billie first came out, I was like like a super fan. Like, I was watching every interview. I wanted to know everything about this person.
You're a little stalker.
Oh my God, maybe she wrote the diner about me. But I remember she was saying like she would have like a marker, like a permanent marker next to her bed. And when she'd wake up and have a nightmare, she wouldn't turn the lights on. She'd grab the marker and write on the walls like what she sees in her dreams.
How can she see what she's writing?
Because she sees it in her head. But she said if I turn the lights on, it disappears. So that was like...
She's writing on her walls.
Yeah. In her house.
Her bedroom would look fucking insane. Like you'd be like, okay, Billie, we seriously need to get help for you.
Yeah, I mean, she's a bit wild. But like, no, it was like really interesting. Like there's like videos of her showing off her room with like all these like monsters and like things, like all these figures and stuff that she's like dreamt of.
If we're having a sleepover and I have a bad sleep and you wake up to me drawing on the walls, you're going, what the fuck is wrong with you, Elise?
Unless you write WAP. And then I'm like, okay.
WAP. Blosh. Like, you're thinking, what the fuck is wrong with this girl? She needs help.
But she's just, I mean, like, it's kind of creative in a way, like, and like for her parents to just like go along with it, I think is kind of iconic. Like, I think they just like, they're like, express yourself.
Like, you do you. You're in your pop era.
Yes.
You're in your Britney
But
moment.
like, there's like, apparently like lyrics from some of the songs on the album were written on that wall, like everything. Like there's like,
They're like, we need a gap to fill Billie, go into the bedroom and sleep. And she's like,
but yes, this album was a very interesting album. And yeah, it came out on March 29th, 2019. It went number 1 on Billboard. It went 4 times platinum, which is crazy. It got nominated for so many awards, so please bear with me while I quickly read them out. Nominated for Favorite Pop Rock Album at the Billboard Music Awards, Album of 2019 at the People's Choice Awards, and Best Album at the Q Awards. And it won Album of the Year at the Apple Music Awards, Top Billboard 200 Album at the Billboard Music Awards, Western Award at the CD Shop Awards, Foreign Album of the Year at the Danish Music Awards, International Album of the Year at the Juno Awards, Best International Album at the Lost 40 Music Awards, Best Engineered Album at the Grammy Awards, Best Pop Vocal Album at the Grammy Awards, and Album of the Year at the Grammy Awards. That's insane.
3 Grammys.
3 Grammy, not just 3. I mean, these are just for this album. She
She's
was,
on her way
I think
to an
she was,
EGOT, isn't
she was
she?
like, yeah, she's going to get an EGOT, I reckon.
Yeah.
She was, I think, 18 when the Grammys happened.
Yeah.
And she's the youngest person to ever do this. And I think only one other person in history has done this. She won the biggest 4 categories of the whole night. She won Album of the Year for When We All Fall Asleep, Song and Record of the Year for Bad Guy, and Best New Artist. They're the 4 biggest awards of the night. She won every single one.
Yeah.
That's insane.
It is insane.
That's unheard of. But yeah, this album, like, I remember when I heard this album, I was like, this is Album of the Year, for sure. There's nothing that's going to compare except maybe Thank You Next, because that album was so slay. But I was like, unfortunate that she put that out the same year as Billie, because...
Yeah.
Sorry, Queen. It's not happening.
Poor Ari. She's never won anything.
She's never won
That's why
anything.
it's going to be this year. This is going to be her
Eternal
year.
Sunshine.
Yes.
I would love to see that happen, but there's so many other people I think would also happen to. I want to see it happen for Beyonce.
I know. I think Beyonce deserves it more than Ari, but
It's
I
Beyonce's time. This is her time. Maybe the rock
I
album.
think for me, Eternal Sunshine is more of a better album than Cowboy Carter.
That's fair. This album had 7 singles. Again, the lots. We had You Should See Me in a Crown, which went 41 on Billboard. When the Party's Over, which went 29 on Billboard. Bury a Friend, which went 14 on Billboard. Wish You Were Gay, which went 13 on Billboard. Bad Guy, which went number 1 on Billboard. All the Good Girls Go to Hell, which went 46 on Billboard. And Elo Milo, which went 62 on Billboard. No features. Which is also crazy to win that many awards and it have no features.
Yeah.
That's insane.
She didn't need anyone.
14 songs. Very slay. What did you think about When We All Fall Asleep? Where do we go?
It's the best album she's got in my eyes. It's really good.
This, when like Happier Than Ever came out, I was like, because when We All Fall Asleep came out, I was like, wow, this is an amazing album. And when Happier Than Ever came out, I was like, she has a lot to live up to. And I'm not going to lie, I loved Happier Than Ever, but I was like, it did not meet When We All Fall Asleep. I feel like if she followed it with Hit Me Hard and Soft, maybe I could have been like, okay, this girl has literally no misses.
Yeah.
But it wasn't that way. So
well, she's definitely, this
Happier Than
album is her like moving out of her teenage kind of era. She's still in like
I
that.
think that's why everyone loves this record too. It feels so organic. Like it was just made in a bedroom, like 2 like young teenagers who were just like, you know, just vibing out and seeing what happens. I think that's part of why it was so special as well.
Yeah.
Because you're sort of just like, you know, like, oh my God, this is just like so random. Like they're just like making music in their room and like doing all these things. And it's the album of the year.
Yeah.
And that's why I think it was so special as well. Because it felt very like, very personal.
Yeah.
Oh, I have it on vinyl before we jump into our things. So of course we have this is also the best album cover. like that she has. I love the new album cover, but this album cover is like, I will never get over this. I remember when I saw this for the first time, I was like, this is one of the coolest album covers I've ever seen.
I think aesthetic wise, I prefer the Happier Than Ever better.
That's my least favorite.
Cover, really?
Yes.
I think she looks gorgeous.
She does look beautiful, but I love this concept. And also because it's like about nightmares and like her riding in the dark. That's actually what she looked like. They took that while she was asleep and they were like, this is what you look like.
Billie, how's the songwriting going? That's Frozen.
She was like writing on the wall and they were like, Billie, like, and they took the photo and then they were like, Billie, this is what you look like when you're asleep and when you're writing on the wall. And she said, make that the album cover.
Yeah.
This album, there's nothing really inside of it. It's all just the lyrics. It's all black. Everything is black, but the vinyl is like this, like, very interesting, like, sort of like pale yellow.
I would say orange.
Orangey yellow, yeah, I guess so. It's a very
like
interesting,
a really dehydrated piss kind of color.
sort of looks like, it looks like a creamsicle.
Oh, that too.
But yeah, no, it's a very there's multiple variants of this vinyl, but that's the one that I got, and I was like, slay, sure.
Slay.
What's your top? Oh, it's my turn to go
Yeah,
first,
you
isn't
do
it?
your tops.
Number 5 for me is Listen Before I Go. Number 4 for me is When the Party's Over. Number 3 for me is Bury a Friend. Number 2 for me is You Should See Me in a Crown.
I knew that was going to be in your tops.
And my favorite song, this was my favorite song of hers until this new album has come out, is Elo Milo.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. That's her favorite song, isn't it? Like that she's ever made.
I think it may not be anymore now that this album's out, but it was.
Yeah, for a long
For sure. It
time.
might still be. You never know. But I think the song is amazing.
Yeah, it's a good one.
What's your top 5?
My top is so different to yours.
I knew it would be. Don't
My number
do not
5.
tell me bad guys in this list.
No. It's not. It's
cool.
not. My number 5 is Wish You Were Gay. My number 4 is All the Good Girls Go to Hell.
That's a bop.
It is such a bop. You can't not say that without saying. My number 3 goes to Zanny.
I love this. This was so hard for me not to put in my top 5.
Zanny's
that was
so
like that's
good.
number 6.
I love Zanny.
It's a beautiful song.
My number 2 is My Strange Addiction. I love this song. I'm also a big Office fan, and it's heaps of Office quotes in it as well, so can't not love it.
I haven't done that dance since my wife died.
Yeah, but it's such a good song. And then my number 1 is also Elo Milo.
Yes.
Does that stand for something, or is it?
We will get into Miss Elo Milo when we talk about Hit Me Hard and Soft. I will bring up everything to do with the Elo Milo because there's a whole theory behind the double album and it's to do with that song.
Okay.
So we'll get into that. Which, funny enough, we're wearing the blue and the red, which is very much and they're both Billie jumpers, and that's very much the aesthetic of the double album.
I got the blue.
You've got the blue blub blub.
You got the blue blub blub blub.
My bottoms. Number 3 for me is Goodbye. Not if that's not a fan. My skip it is definitely Bad Guy.
Okay, yeah.
And my least favorite for sure, my erase it is Wish You Were Gay.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
What don't you like about it?
This song for me, I don't know why I don't like it. I kind of don't like it because I guess now we know that she's part of the LGBT, so it's like slay. But I think when I first heard it, I was like, I don't love that you're talking about I kind of wish you were gay and referencing about all that when you're a straight, you're a heterosexual male, female. Oh my god,
you're calling her out.
A female. But I think that's why I'm sort of a bit okay.
Yeah, that's fair.
So I guess that's maybe why I just don't think I feel like it rubs me a little bit the wrong way. So it's just not for me.
That's fair.
But I don't hate the song. I think the whole album's incredible.
Yeah, that's fair.
So
my bottoms, my skip it all goes to Listen Before I Go.
This is such a beautiful song though.
It is, but it's a skip for me.
The fucking message behind that song brings me to tears.
Really?
Yes.
Go on.
Do you know what it's about?
No.
Oh, we'll talk about it after. It's not really something to talk about on here.
Okay. My that's my not a fan, sorry. My skip it is Goodbye. And then my erase it is I Love You. Yeah.
Really?
I think the end of this album is not giving. Like, the last couple songs don't give.
Oh my God, that's wild. I can't believe Bad Guy wasn't in your bottom.
I listen to Bad Guy still.
Oh,
I like the
really?
Justin Bieber version. I do.
Not the Justin Bieber version.
I like it.
I don't.
Why?
I get why it had to happen, but I don't like it.
Do you not like it?
I hate it.
Really?
I did not like it at all when it came out. I was like, this is not giving.
Oh, okay.
It's so I just don't love it. My favorite part of Bad Guy is the end of the song.
The boom.
Yeah, like that's the part I like.
When you get mad.
Yeah, I don't see what she sees, but maybe it's because I'm wearing your cologne. That's so fucking hot.
I'm the bad guy.
do.
Ha! Bloosh.
But yeah, no, I love it. I love this record so much. This album is like one of my favorite albums of all time.
Slay.
So
I love that for you.
big slew. Let's go into album 2, which is
3.
album 2. This is an EP. Album 2.
You got me there, sis.
Is Happier Than Ever. This album was released on July 30th, 2021, so during COVID.
Yes.
This went number 1 on Billboard. For some reason, I can't find if this album went platinum or not. I was looking it up last night and I literally couldn't find it. But
Probably not.
I guess maybe not.
Yeah.
But I'm surprised it wasn't platinum.
To me, it doesn't give platinum.
Fair. This album was nominated for Album of the Year at People's Choice Awards, Album of the Year at the Grammys, so it didn't win this time.
Do you know who did win?
Who did win that year?
What is it,
Who was
2021?
nominated that year?
Was it Olivia Rodrigo?
She was nominated, but she didn't win.
Oh.
It went to John Batiste.
Oh, I remember that.
That's
that
right.
pissed
And I was
me
like,
off.
what the fuck?
That
I
was
like, this
fucked. Yes.
It was like, there were so many good albums that year. And like, no hate to John Batiste. He's got a great voice. But I was like, what?
Wasn't Victoria Monet in
No, she was in last
year's. Yes, I do. There was
It was so random.
Yes, let me search it up because I remember it was like there was 2 random people. John Batiste was one of them, and then there was like another one, and then there was like the rest of the albums were like really good ones, and it was like what the fuck. What was it?
I mean, think of how many freaking artists, how hard it's going to be to choose the artists to be nominated for this year's Grammys.
Yeah, I know. When is the Grammys?
Next year, next Feb.
Oh,
but like,
it
is going to be insane. Like how many people will be nominated for it.
Wait. Album of the Year 2021.
It would be 2022 Grammy Awards because they do it. It's the next year.
Nominees. Let's see.
Let's find this out before you dive in.
30. Wait.
30 by Adele.
Yeah. 30 by Adele. In the Silent Days by Brandy Charlie. Renaissance. Surely not.
No, wait. Maybe it is the
Harry's House? Nah, this surely not.
I was going to say, by the way, it's Brandy Carla.
Oh,
Brandy
it's
Charlie.
spelled Charlie.
That's iconic.
Yeah, this one. So Planet Her, Doja. Planet Her by Doja. And fucking Batiste won. That is not it. Chris Brown, Back of My Mind. Good, that didn't win. Happier Than Ever, John Batiste.
Montero by Lil Nas.
Yeah, Justice by Justin Bieber. Sour, Lady Gaga, and Kanye West, Donda. Why is that? Wait,
That's
was
insane.
that was a single, not a...
Donda.
Wasn't that the single?
That's the album.
Is that what's Hurricane is what I'm thinking of. Yeah. How the fuck did John Batiste win? Look at this. What are you talking about, John Batiste?
I remember I was like, what?
I don't even know a John Batiste song.
That was a weird year though, because also I'm pretty sure that the winner for Record of the Year went to Leave the Door Open.
What's that?
Bruno Mars and Anderson .Paak.
I do like them, but why?
No, Record and Song of the Year.
I'm sorry, but his top fucking song is with Lana Del Rey.
Yeah, Candy Necklace.
Yeah, how are you winning Album of the Year if your top fucking song is Lana Del Rey's song?
Because the Grammys are very, like, they literally could give 2 fucks. His second biggest is with Willow.
No, that's... Oh, well, at the moment, but it's not the second biggest.
Yeah.
The second biggest is a song from the album called Freedom.
Freedom's actually a good song. Freedom is a good song.
Honest to God, I don't think I've ever heard a John Batiste song.
He is good. Like, he's got a very talented voice. Like, I mean, like, yeah, I don't think that, like, in my opinion, there was definitely more albums I would have chosen to win. But it's not like he was a terrible artist. This is one thing that I will say. I remember, I think it was 2019 or 2018 with the Grammys. Casey Musgraves won Album of the Year for Golden Hour. And I remember being like, what the fuck? And I love that album now. I've got that on vinyl.
You turned from a hater to a lover.
Casey, that like actually introduced me to Casey Musgraves.
Honestly.
So like, I mean, like I guess like it's not for me. There's people I would have wanted, but I mean, good for him, I guess.
As if it didn't win over Planet Her, that's really rubbed me the wrong way.
Oh, Doja was never winning.
What? Really?
No.
Why?
I love Doja so much. I don't really think she is like what the Grammys see as
That's fair.
like a winner. Like, I mean, yes, she won the one with SZA, but like Paint the Town got one nomination.
Yeah, but that's not in the pop era. Like Planet Her was in the pop era.
But I just don't see, unfortunately.
She's not getting it. She's not going to Grammy now on because this isn't
even
like.
though I think that's shit because I actually think Scarlett was.
Well, it's like Travis Scott.
I hope Scarlett gets nominated.
I don't think
for the
it
next
will.
year because it's in. Like, it'll be for next year's one. I think Agora Hills will have a chance of being nominated.
Travis Scott will win a Grammy before Doja does, I think, by the way that, like, she's going
Did you hear Utopia lost?
Yeah, I know. How fucking shit. He's never won a fucking Grammy, and he's one of the best, like, rappers out there that we've got. Terrible.
Do you know the one year... there was one year, I think Travis was nominated against him, and I think he was upset that he lost. And I was just like, okay,
Against
but
who?
you were up against... Like, the winner was Igor.
Oh, Tyler.
And I was like, I'm sorry, but like, I mean, Astroworld also like is like one of the best albums, like hip hop albums ever. But like Igor, I was like, was such a departure for Tyler. So like, I was sort of like,
I was shook when Utopia didn't win. Like, actually shook.
but the winner was like this random guy.
Yeah, was it? Was we can't get too into this. I get heated when it comes to award shows. Anything to do with
while
like
you
that.
set it up, I'll finish reading. Out
Yeah, you go on.
She also was nominated. Happier Than Ever was also nominated for Best Pop Vocal Album at the Grammys, Best International Album at the Premios Odeon, Album of the Year at the MTV VMAs, and it won Best Album at the Music Daily Awards, Alternative Album of the Year at the iHeartRadio Music Awards, and Favorite Album at the Kids' Choice Awards. Giving. Big Slamus girl. It has 7 singles again. So 7 seems to be a very big normal number for Billie when it comes to singles.
Must be her favorite number.
So I'm guessing that Hit Me Hard and Soft's going to have 7 singles. But yes, it had My Future, which went number 6 on Billboard, Therefore I Am, which went number 2 on Billboard, Your Power, which went number 10 on Billboard, Lost Cause, which went 27 on Billboard, NDA, which went 39 on Billboard, Happier Than Ever, that went 11 on Billboard, and Male Fantasy. I can't believe Happier Than Ever didn't hit the top 10.
Yeah, that's wild.
It went 11.
Well, maybe the edit did. Because you know
no, but that didn't. It didn't either.
Really?
No.
Interesting.
Very interesting. But anyway, the highest charting song for this record was Therefore I Am, which is
random.
Really random.
Really random for me.
No features again, of course, and it has 16 tracks. It's the longest album that Billie has put out so far.
Yeah.
Did you find your...
Was it Rap Album of the Year? Is
Yeah,
that what it was nominated
it should have
for?
been.
It's just not coming up.
Show me.
Well, hold on.
Oh.
You go into your tops.
Okay, I'll do my tops while she
works
works this out. I'm excited for you to like see how ours are different. Number 5.
Yeah.
For me, my bronze is Overheated.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
Number 4, Halley's Comet. Number 3, Happier Than Ever. Number 2, NDA. And my favorite song by far is Your Power.
You have such a random lineup. I guess you like softer Billie, though.
I do. I love Your Power, though. That song is so beautiful. And seeing that song live was absolutely stunning. So that's my 5.
All I can see is who won. Kendrick won for Best Rap Album of 2023.
No, it's the 2024 Grammys.
Oh, really?
Because it happened this year.
Well...
Yeah. So it was 21 Savage and Drake, Her Loss, Metro Boomin, Heroes and Villains, Nas, King's Disease 3, Travis Scott, Utopia, and the winner was Killer Mike by Michael.
Yes, fuck Mike. He won another big one too, I remember. He won like Best Rap Song of the Year or something like that as well.
Yeah, it was so weird.
Yeah, fuck.
But also, okay, who won Album of the Year this year? I've already forgotten.
Midnights. when SOS and Lana was on there. Okay, sorry.
Okay, I was about to say, how did SOS not win? But also, if it wasn't, how did you know there's a tunnel under Ocean Boulevard not win if it wasn't SOS?
You do not understand like how fucking angry I was that SOS did not win.
Especially when it was Midnights.
SOS, I understand like Taylor went on tour and she did the full Eras tour and it sold out and blah, blah, blah. SZA just did an SOS tour, just SOS, and she sold out all her stadiums, like every single night, basically. Yeah. And she is so fucking small compared to Taylor, like in the grand scheme of things. And her album is literally perfection. Midnights is a long album with a lot. And literally, I feel like most of Taylor's fans don't even like Midnights that much compared to her other albums. I honestly...
we're going to be doing a Taylor Swift episode, I promise, and we will talk about Taylor Swift.
It fucking... I want to read the Grammy people to filth because...
They always get it wrong.
I swear they're Swifties. They're like, yes, Taylor wins it all.
Yes, Taylor Swift.
Yes, literally. Because they always pick her. She does not need another gold thing.
Let's just talk about... It's not just about Taylor Swift. Also, Harry Styles winning over Renaissance.
Yeah, no.
Is criminal.
It is criminal. I 100% agree.
And also, I'm pretty certain there was a year that Macklemore won over, like, all these incredible rappers. And I was like, what the fuck?
Well, like, literally, Adele won over fucking Lemonade.
I know.
Criminal. Okay, I'll talk about
You talk about yours.
We need to do an episode just on the Grammys.
We will. We'll do it.
Just the Grammys.
I think we should do... So we're going to do an episode at the end of the year when they announce the nominations.
Yeah.
And then we will do an episode where we react to the winners and then talk about... And then maybe a follow-up episode where we talk about, like, the past Grammys and go through like the years, like a Grammy series, if you guys are interested in that idea.
Yeah.
But I definitely want to do an episode when the nominations come out and we talk about who we want to win.
Can we not, like, we don't see the nominations, like we just hear that the nominations have come out and we react to them.
Yeah, we don't look at them.
Yeah, we don't look at them.
We look at them live together.
Yeah.
And not live for you guys, but live with us. And then we talk about who we think should win.
100%.
For sure.
Okay.
We're doing that for sure.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, my top fives. My number 5 goes to NDA. My number 4 is Therefore I Am. Number 3 is Billy Bossa Nova.
Oh, I love that song.
I love that
was one that was really hard for me to not put in my top 5.
My number 2 is Happier Than Ever. And my number 1 is Oxytocin.
Yeah. Oh, Oxytocin's a bop.
Yeah, it is a bop.
Yeah, it's a bop. Yeah, I do like a lot of the songs on Happier Than Ever. Sorry, I'm trying to find this. I want to find this year because I want to just quickly get into this quickly.
Of 2019?
Yeah, the year that Macklemore won. I want to know who he was against. Because this is important.
Because I thought for this whole time that the way the Grammys worked was there was literally like a group of 8 white men standing around. But you know it's fucking hundreds of people that vote for it.
It is.
So you're telling me hundreds of people voted for fucking Midnights over SOS?
I know.
I'm sorry, but I need to get at least 100 stakes and find them because that is the issue.
It wasn't Macklemore, but Macklemore did win in the rap category. Mumford & Sons, Babel, won Album of the Year over Some Nights by Fun, which, whatever, El Camino by The Black Keys, and Channel Orange by Frank Ocean.
Fuck Mumford & Sons.
What the fuck is that?
Fuck them. Do they even have fans? I swear I could fit the Mumford & Sons fans in my apartment. Other one.
Beck won Album of the Year.
Who's Beck?
Beck. He sings the song like, I'm a loser, baby.
I don't know who Beck is. When I think of Beck, I think of Victorious.
But he won that over Beyonce's Self-Titled, as well as Ed Sheeran's X in the Lonely Hour by Sam Smith and Girl by Pharrell.
Who the fuck is Beck? Becky with the good hair, fuck off.
Also, Taylor Swift winning for 1989 over To Pimp a Butterfly by Kendrick Lamar. This is insane. These years are crazy. Like, this one, what is this? 24 Karat Magic by Bruno Mars wins over Childish Gambino, Awaken My Love, Damn by Kendrick Lamar, 444 by Jay-Z, and Melodrama by Lorde.
To be fair, all of those are irrelevant besides the Kendrick Lamar song for me. So
Really?
yeah.
The Childish one's amazing. And so is the Lord. Well, that Lord record is like her best record.
This is
But
fucked,
anyway,
guys. I'm getting heated.
we're getting let's just
Speaking
move
about
on.
my bottom, so my not a fan goes to Overheated.
I love this song.
My skip it goes to Everybody Dies.
Mm-hmm.
And then my erase it is Not My Responsibility. Because it's like interlude-ish, hey?
Yeah, it is. Mine are a little bit different. My number 3, my not a fan, is Therefore I Am. This is probably one of my least favorite of like the singles. It's very like generic to me.
It is.
Number 2 for me, my skip it is Lost Cause. Another one that I also am just sort of like, okay.
Yeah.
And my least is also Not My Responsibility,
Yeah.
which I mean is a great message. Like what's behind that song about like body shaming and all these things. It is really great.
Yeah, 100%.
It's just like when you're putting it up against the rest of the songs on the record, because it's literally like a poem.
Yeah.
It's just sort of like, of course it's at the bottom. I think it's at the bottom of probably pretty much everyone's.
Yeah.
Unless there's one person who's just like, this is it. This is my favorite. Bring it to the runway.
I love that.
Oh, I also didn't grab the vinyl out.
Oh, silly us.
So
We were too
sorry.
heated about
We were
the
too
Grammys.
heated. I have Happier Than Ever on vinyl. It's really stunning. It's all glossy, which I think is really pretty instead of the matte.
She's fucking gorgeous.
There's
That-
like a-
to
this
be
is
fair, the aesthetics of this era for me, 8. Like she was giving in this era of
And this
Billie.
disc is so pretty against this vinyl also. Because like the brown,
She's stunning.
she's so stunning.
You know, I watched her Vogue like Get On Ready With Me, and she said how she goes to this this famous dermatologist, not dermatologist, facialist, I guess, that all the celebs go to, and she gets on that shit, and I'm like, I want to get on that shit because her skin is just like glass,
Giving.
so pretty. Baby
Isn't that
blue.
so fucking pretty? The powder blue with like the beige. I think that's so gorgeous.
Really pretty.
There's multiple versions of this vinyl too. The one I really wanted was the cypress brown. Like it was like a
chocolate brown?
like chocolate brown, almost like woody colored brown. It was so pretty. But I got this one anyway and I still love it.
Nice.
The one that I really want is the Gucci one. I'll never get my hands on that. My friend has that vinyl.
Didn't you say it's like worth like heaps now?
Heaps of money.
Yeah.
It comes with like Gucci stickers.
Go on. How much did you pay for it?
I think she got it on launch, so she got it a bit cheaper. I think it was like a
Okay.
$200 vinyl.
Oh,
like,
that's
on
so
release.
cheap. It'd be worth thousands now.
It's
would
worth
it?
thousands.
Yeah.
But it's like on like this like marbled, one disc is like marbled purple and then one's marbled like forest green.
Oh, pretty.
It's so pretty.
Love that.
So stunning. Let's move on to the last record. The new record, Hit Me Hard and Soft. I have actually ordered this album on vinyl. It just has not arrived yet, but I ordered the black and red swirl pattern. So, you know.
Do you want to tell us the conspiracy theory of this album and Elo Milo, like what's going on with this
So
album?
there's a lot of conspiracy with this record. So there's a theory that's called the Elo Milo theory that there's a double album. So to give you like a little backstory on Elo Milo. So Elo Milo is a video game. There's a character called Elo who's blue. There's a character called Milo who's red. And the whole game is to get Elo and Milo on the opposite sides of the map, and the whole game is to get them together through the maze.
Oh, okay.
And so like there's 2 of them, right? So that's how the theory started. And like Elo Milo was like Billie's favorite song. And then at the start of this year, Billie was celebrating 5 years of When We All Fall Asleep, Where Do We Go? And every single day leading up to the release date, like the 5-year anniversary, she would post like a song on the track list in order.
This track list?
The When We All Fall Asleep track list. So like the first one was Bad Guy and the second one was Zanny. Like every day, like leading up. The day that was meant to be Elo Milo, she skipped it. It was the only one that didn't get played. And then the day after, on Phineas's Instagram, he was playing the piano to Elo Milo, and so everyone was like, "That's really weird," and like, why did whatever. So that started the theory that there was a double album for this album.
Okay.
And then there's been so many more things that have come out like about this, like everything in this aesthetic, everything is blue, like the album cover, but all of the accents are red.
Yeah.
Which Elo Milo is blue and red. And like, the merch that came out, there was like the version of her falling out of the door in the blue, but on like mirrored was a red version of it. there's also, like, if you look at the very, very top corner of the album cover, you won't be able to see it on this, but like, if you look really closely, you can see the tiniest little piece of red in the corner of it. There's also, at the end of the album, on the last song, Blue, at the very end, she goes, "But when can I hear the next one?" So, like, that's pretty much her saying there's another one. In her Apple interview for this album, he was asking her about like stuff, and she said, "I loved this album," and then she goes, "Album." Two.
Giving.
So there's so many things. Like there's just so many references to like there's the number 2 and there's 2 albums and it's gonna happen. And especially because this album is so short. Like it's 10 songs compared to all of her others. Everyone was like, 3 years you've been gone and this is all you wrote. Yeah. So
lots of artists are doing like double albums these days.
But yeah, there's a lot of theories like behind that it's gonna come out on July 6th. The second one, because it's her dad's birthday. And When We All Fall Asleep came out on, I think, Phineas's birthday. Or no, on her mum's birthday. Happier Than Ever came out on Phineas's birthday. The only one in the family that doesn't have it on his birthday is her dad.
When did this album come out? On
this came out on 17th of May, so that doesn't fit anything.
The dog's birthday?
But, I don't know, maybe. But, yeah, so the 6th of July is her dad's birthday. So everyone feels like that's
when it's
going to be when it comes out.
Okay.
And everyone thinks it's going to be called Until I See Stars because there's a lyric or like something that's to do with it. It's called Hit Me Hard and Soft Until I See Stars.
Oh, okay.
And so that fits that whole sentence. So there's a lot that's going into this right now. I feel like the album cover could be exactly the same, but in red.
With blue
and so
splatter.
when you put it together, with blue splatter, and if you put it together, it's like mirrors each other.
Yeah.
Like falling through the door.
Exactly. You know what it might be? Like her drifting up in the stars. Like in the doorway, because she's underwater here, and then she's going up into like a red galaxy situation.
Yeah, cute. I love it.
Like my galaxy, the red one?
Yeah.
But on there, and she's going, whoo, she's in an astronaut costume. Yeah,
I'm here for it. Planet Her. But yeah, no, I'm so hopeful that this thing like happens. Also, have you called Billie Eilish yet?
No.
Do you know about this?
Yeah, I do know. I've seen it on TikTok.
With the diner.
What is it?
So on the song The Diner,
there's like
at the very end of the song, she really quietly whispers a phone number.
Yeah.
And if you call it, Billie answers. Not really Billie, but like an automated thing. And basically she's like, hello? Hello, and then like you're there like just listening to her say like hello, and then she's like, wait, I can't hear you, I'll call you back, and then it hangs up.
Oh yeah.
And so everyone, like, some of the theories I've seen is that when she like the announcement of the double album is going to be, or everyone that's called her is just going to get a random call from this number, and it's going to be Billie going, there's a second one.
That's fucking terrifying. I'm sorry.
I'm waiting for my call back. Billie, call me back. Yes, of course I did.
Isn't it an international call when you get paid for it? You're like, fuck,
no, you don't have to pay for it, I don't think. Or, I mean, I don't really care. I didn't do anything, but do you want to call it?
No.
We can call it on right now. Guys, if it doesn't happen, it's because Elise doesn't want to.
No.
I can't use my phone because it's videoing everything. Otherwise, I'd happily do it.
I've seen it on TikTok, though.
It's wild. Go listen to The Diner and then listen to the end of the song, get the phone number and do it for yourselves. It's like actually wild.
That's terrifying to me though, like calling a number. And
it's kind of genius marketing though. Like for it to be so hidden that like people listen to it and they're like, what is she saying? And then like they listen to it multiple times to get what it says, finds the number and listens to it and is like, oh my God, that's just crazy.
Yeah, true.
To me. But Hit Me Hard and Soft, the new record, it came out on May 17th, 2024. It went number 2 on Billboard. Which, have you seen the whole thing about that?
Well, what's number 1 at the moment?
Tortured Poets.
If Tortured Poets gets the Grammy.
Okay.
I haven't even listened to the fucking album. Like
Tortured Poets?
Yes, I don't. What? Swifties, you need to calm down. You're being too loud. But this is just, it's not
getting them with a Taylor reference.
It's not it. She's doing the most and not in a good way.
Yeah, well, I mean, we'll talk about Tortured Poets when we do the Taylor episode. But the whole thing was, so like a month or something ago, Billie put out about how she is over that artists are putting out multiple variants of vinyls and each one having one extra song, so it forces the fans to buy like multiple versions of it. Which I sort of agree with. I think it's
That's
like if you
fucked.
like, in my opinion, it's like if you have bonus tracks, put out one special variant with all of the bonus tracks on it and let them buy it. It's taking advantage of the fans, like, in my opinion, like, especially for someone like Taylor Swift, who
So is
literally does not need the money.
So did Taylor Swift like release an album and then like
So she released Tortured Poets. She
Yeah.
announced Tortured Poets before it came out.
Yeah.
Right. And this is also the part that gets me. This is going to blow your mind, right? So she announced every single week she would put out a new version of the vinyl, the same album.
after it's been released?
No, before. You hadn't even heard the album yet. So when she announced it, she put out Tortured Poets, right, as a pre-order with the, I think, like the song The Albatross was an extra track, right?
I'm an albatross.
Then a week later, puts out another version with a different color that only has a special song called The Black Dog. Then the week after has one with The Manuscript. All these different songs. So everyone pre-ordered multiple variants with the same album but with one extra song and a different colored disc. And then for her to put out the anthology, which has all of those songs on it.
You can't be serious.
Yes. And she said it was a one-time release and you're never going to hear it unless you get the vinyls. I think that's wild.
Isn't it on Spotify?
It is. So that's the thing. But she didn't tell anyone that before because the album wasn't out and no one knew about the anthology.
Oh, she's a dirty dog.
She's the black dog.
She's an albatross.
But
Fuck
yeah,
that fish.
But anyway, so she did that. And so Billie made like a comment about that being like, I hate that that's a thing. So
Is she the
put
only
out-
artist that's done that, or is this a common thing?
I think this
that's
has
going
happened with other artists. And she did not say Taylor, but everyone took it as that. And I mean, like, you know.
Yeah.
Anyway, but
on? Put her in her
Billie
place.
released multiple variants, but they all had the exact same track list. So it was like, you can choose which one you want. Buy the one variant. You don't have to buy every color.
Yeah, as it should be.
Which is like better for the environment and better for the fans' money. Like at the end of the day, it's not like you're getting anything.
Especially when you're such a big artist like
Yeah.
Taylor, for example, that have such committed fans to you. Like they will be doing
So
that.
fast-
And Taylor knows that. Like if you go on a tour and you do multiple nights, like for example, in Australia tour, I know people who literally went to each city
Yeah, I know.
to see her. Like, and Taylor knows this. So for you to be taking advantage, not it.
Yeah, I know. So anyway, with that being said, before we jump into Hit Me Hard and Soft, the whole thing about like Taylor was, so she put out Tortured Poets in April, like mid-April.
Yeah.
Hasn't released really anything or like any promo stuff at all.
That's why I haven't listened to it. I'm like, there's nothing telling me
like
I should
besides
listen to
like
this.
the album's out or whatever, and she put the video out for Fortnite, all these things.
Yeah.
Quiet for a month when it comes to anything. The day that Billie Eilish puts out Hit Me Hard and Soft, she puts out 4 more fucking CD variants with demo versions of the same songs and says they're available once. So to try and take Billie off number 1. Then Billie releases an extended version of L'amour de ma vie to promote her album sales. So then Taylor puts out 4 more variants with live versions of the songs on the Eras tour. And then so Billie's trying, and because of that, Taylor's at number 1, Billie's at number 2.
Too much. The most. And it's not a good way. It's not it.
I can't believe that. Can you believe that?
Do you reckon
But
Taylor
it's like
fucking hates
all in
Billie?
the one week, she kept putting out more and more things. Every time Billie would put like something out to try and like push herself back up, Taylor would be like, here's another thing. Here's another thing. Just trying to like stop her. And like, in my opinion, I'm not like a Taylor Swift hater. I don't love Taylor Swift, but I don't like hate her.
I'm starting to.
But I think, in my opinion, like, especially when you're the biggest artist on the planet and you, like, you know, everyone
Have
loves
such
what you
young
do.
fans.
And, you know, and you promote, like, all these things about, like, I want women to win and all these things, which, as you should, to then do that to Billie, in my opinion, that's just dirty.
It's dirty.
Like, why would you've been number 1, she's been number 1 for 4 weeks.
Another thing, a lot of people say Taylor's a girl's girl. Not a girl's girl. If you would never do that, never, ever, ever. Beyonce would never do that. She would never do that.
Beyonce put out her variants before the album came out, and that's been it.
Yeah. I'm sorry, but you cannot be doing this to other artists. I think it's
And I know that there's going to be
disgusting.
people who are going to try and hate on us about this. But
I don't care.
I mean, in my opinion, it's just like, I personally think that like, in my opinion, that's kind of dog. And it's not even
Yes.
about it being like me being a Billie fan. Like, Elise isn't like a like huge Billie fan. But it's just the principle of the whole thing. Like, if it was like an artist that I didn't love, like Ed Sheeran, for example, and she did the same thing, I'd say, I just don't like that behavior. Like, I feel like it's like, you know, you just have to prove that you're like constantly the best thing that's ever happened. And it's like, in my opinion, it's just like, we get it. Like, you know, you're
not okay. If Kanye doesn't do it, you don't do it. All right, like Kanye's not doing that shit, therefore you don't do that shit. You know what I mean? Like it's that's like petty.
Remember Kanye?
No, but you know what I mean. Like
Kanye's disappeared.
Kanye has disappeared, but I feel like Kanye, like he can respect other people's success, and it's like I'll let it be. But fucking for you to do that is just petty. Like what kind of need and want in you?
The thing is I will say, I mean, like at the end of the day, she does have the power to stop it all. It could also very much just be her management team or like her PR or anything that's like trying to do this. And I get that. So at the end of the day, like I'm not saying like playing devil's advocate in a way, like it may not be Taylor's doing, but at the end of the day, she also could stop it.
Exactly.
So in my opinion, it is sort of her fault
100%.
at the same time. And yeah, like, I mean, we'll get into Tortured Poets when we do the Taylor episode about what we think about the actual album itself. But like, I just think that it's like a weird, like it just feels so weird, and it feels like very high school energy, like, you know, and like, I feel like the music industry should be about everyone like having their moment to shine, like, you know.
Well, I mean, that's why they like all the managers and all the labels talk to each other, being like, "Hey, they're going to release this album in this week. Maybe not release your album that week or stuff like that." You know, like that's why these discussions are had. But if people aren't going to respect those boundaries, then that's when the issue comes into play.
Exactly. So, anyway, we digress.
Anyways.
But let's get into this album. It has one single so far. So, which is Lunch.
Yeah.
It hasn't charted as of yet because of the Billboard chart hasn't come out yet. I think it comes out like tomorrow.
Yeah.
But the album has no awards nominations. Obviously, it's literally like a week old.
Yeah.
So that's fine. It has 10 songs. And yeah, tell me your top 5. Or is it me going first?
I can go first.
You can go first.
My number 5 is Chihiro. My number 4 is Birds of a Feather. My number 3 is Lunch. Number 2 is Skinny. And number 1 is L'amour de ma vie. Such a good song.
All right, let me do mine. No, just wait.
Okay.
Number 5 for me is Blue. Number 4 for me is The Greatest. Number 3 for me is Birds of a Feather. Number 2 for me is Chihiro.
Yeah.
And my favorite, which is now my favorite song of Billie Eilish's career, is L'amour de ma vie.
Slay.
This fucking song is so fucking good. Have you heard the extended version yet?
Yeah.
It's so fucking epic. I literally, when I heard it, I loved the first part of the song. The second part of the song is like just so iconic and amazing and just like gets me so hyped. And I remember I was like, I wish this song was like a full song. And then when the extended version came out, I was like, this is it. But I honestly, like, I literally was like, I wish that she just released it, like, it was like a 7-minute song of like, she extended that part but kept the original, because I love how the song goes from that. Like, I love that transition so much that I almost would have been like a 7-minute version with the first part and the full extended of the second part. I would have been like here for it.
That's fair.
But I think the extended is amazing. The song
really
is
good.
incredible. I hope to God this is the next single.
Yeah, it will be. 100%.
Well, the most popular at the moment, I think, is Chihiro and Birds of a Feather.
Yeah.
So I think they possibly might be. I hope it gets a single and I hope it gets a video, and I cannot wait to see this on tour. I can't wait to see what happens with this song. It's so epic. What's your bottoms?
My bottoms, my not a fan is Wildflower. My skip it is The Diner. And then my eraser is Bittersweet. I didn't think Bittersweet needed to be on the album, personally.
Fair. Mine's very different to yours. Number 3 for me, my not a fan, is Bittersweet. You've seen mine.
Yes, I have.
My number 2, my skip it, is Lunch. To be honest, like, I do like the song. I like this whole album. I literally was sitting here and I was like, how am I going to pick a bottom 3? I love this album so much. But It is probably, honestly, one of the songs I listen to the least.
Really? I
Yeah.
like that the grungy sound of
But
Billie,
I think it's just like there's so many songs that I'm obsessed with over this album. And then my least favorite is Skinny. Which even though I think the song is so beautiful, it's just not my favorite. It's definitely the one I listen to the least for sure.
Okay, Billie fans, get them.
You put fucking Wildflower in there. They're going to get you, girl.
Nah, Wildflower ain't
Wildflower is a beautiful song. I love that fucking song. It's so slay.
Slay.
But,
Bloosh.
Blush.
Blush.
Blush. But yes, we have made it to the very end of Billie.
Of a lot of digressing.
A lot of digressing. This was a very wild episode for us. But before we do our like ending things,
Sends off.
if Billie does end up putting a double album out, we haven't really thought about how we would cover that because we haven't got a Billie thing, so we may or may not be covering that if it happens.
We'll mention it in another
We'll work
episode.
it out. We'll try and like work it out. We might even like put it at the start of like another artist's thing, like quickly to throw it in there or something. I'm not sure. We haven't gotten to that yet, but yeah, no, we're excited to see. I'm hoping it's a double album. I hope like this is the sadder side, and then the red because it's like more like thing is like the really boom boom
Angry
boom
side,
album. I
yeah.
feel like that would be kind of
100%,
iconic.
yeah.
But we'll have to see. We'll have to wait and see. What era is in the bin for you?
I'm gonna say the first album.
Don't Smile at Me.
Yeah, I do. The EP, sorry, do love it, but compared to the rest, I'll probably say that one or Happier Than Ever. But I do love the song Happier Than Ever. It's like such a good song.
Yeah, I think I would also agree and say Don't Smile at Me might be my bin. Even though I love this EP, it's obviously like going up against 3 albums. Even though like if I was to choose my least favorite album, it would also be Happier Than Ever. Like it's definitely the weakest of the 3.
Yeah. But the visuals that this
beautiful.
album gave, gorge.
Stunning. It's very different for Billie. I think it was like an important thing for Billie to do this era.
Yeah.
What was your win?
When We Fall Asleep.
When We Fall Asleep.
Yeah, that's it.
Slay.
That's such the win.
My favorite is Hit Me Hard and Soft.
Oh.
It is now. I never thought I would ever hear a record by Billie Eilish that I would put on top of When We All Fall Asleep.
Slay.
It has happened. I literally think this album is perfect. There's like from front to back, it is such a beautiful record to me and feels so like they've like really mastered their craft. But I mean, props to When We All Fall Asleep, of course. It's such an important...
Yeah.
If that album didn't happen, we would never have gotten Hit Me Hard and Soft.
Yeah.
Like, to be honest.
Yeah.
And what era are you in?
I'm probably in my Happier Than Ever era.
I'm in my When We All Fall Asleep era. For sure. I am writing on the walls. No, I love that album. I feel like the aesthetic of that album is very
you're on Don't Fucking Smile at Me, bitch.
What do you mean?
Don't fucking look and smile at me,
I know,
bitch.
but the aesthetic of When We All Fall Asleep, like the dark and like she was in like she had heaps of silver jewelry on and like
The
it
white
was
hair.
like all to do with horror and like all
Yeah.
that. Like that aesthetic, very me.
Yeah.
Like the videos are so good from this era.
Yeah.
Like everything about that.
The crying, like, blue eyes moment.
Yeah, when my party's over, and then like the black eyes for Bury a Friend, where she's like floating through the like hallways. Everything is so good.
So good.
So good. Zanny, where she's getting burned by the cigarettes. So good.
Gives.
Love it. But yeah, that is Miss Billie Eilish.
Yeah, it is.
We're gonna obviously do our one word for next week. What do we have for our next one?
I'm going to say age.
That's a good word,
Age.
actually.
I was going to say numbers, but age I'm going to say.
Yeah, age is very good. I'm going to say... That's a hard one. Honestly, I'm going to say Grammys. Because, like, I'm not... That's just, like, an easy way to put it.
Yeah.
That bitch has many Grammys. So we will see you guys next week for that artist. But if you liked this video, even though it's a little bit chaotic, please let us know and leave a rating or a like, depending on where you're watching or listening. Make sure if you love our content or want to stay up to date with us, to follow us on Instagram and TikTok at What Era Podcast.
Yes.
If you want to follow our personal journeys, which I mean, you do you, Mary. Mine's BNZ.
There's not much going on, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, mine is Ben and then a Z and then Bradley 25.
And mine is Elise_CAPN.
Yes. So, but we will see you next week. We'll see you then. Goodbye.